How you doing? My name's Lewis. I'm here with Tom Johnson, tennis player, business owner, and we're here to talk to him about his experience with the time machine. Also here is Mr. Dean Dexter. He's a professional trainer, and he's been looking at the time machine with some interest also. So Tom, one of the things that you mentioned was that your strength was going up, and actually it was Dean that noticed it before you did. I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, as far as the strength going up, again, you know, you have a trainer and you come to a gym and the weights are behind you and you lift what you lift. But I noticed the significance of how much easier things were getting to lift. You know, doing the flies, you know, going from 150 pounds, you know, maybe 10 times to doing 200 pounds, 15 to 20 times.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's anywhere between 40 to 50% depending on the exercise, whether it's a curl or a fly, and I mean, really the main reason that I wanted to try it, the time machine product, was for healing, because, like I said, being 49 years old, I played tennis 4, 5, 6 days a week. Constantly hurting, knees, muscle pain, shoulder from everything, and then straining something and then not being able to play for at the best case 2 or 3 days, sometimes a couple weeks, and I wanted to come back sooner. I wanted to come back the next day, or I didn't want to wait another 3 days to play again. And I've noticed over the last 6 weeks that I've been taking it that the recovery time is instant. About 2 weeks after I started taking the time machine, I tore a muscle, right near my groin here, pretty severely in a tennis match, and I couldn't stop because it was a tournament, so I had to continue out the 2 sets. While doing that, 2 days later, from the internal bleeding, purple all the way down my leg, and everything else. So I mean, it was torn, really bad. In 2 weeks, I'm back, not only playing, but it's gone. From a full, complete torn muscle to playing again, singles, pushing off, running, as best I can.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But Dean, you've been training people for a long time. Obviously, you have a lot of experience training, and you also know how fast people grow under normal conditions. Did you notice something different about the way Tom was advancing his weights?
I did, yeah. I've been training for about 20 years, and Tom was relatively strong for coming to the gym 2 to 3 days a week, doing what he was doing. You pretty much plateau with his strength, basically because we are more focused on his tennis and his agility and that kind of thing. And in 4 weeks, I watched all of his weights come up by 30 to 40%, and just shocked, actually, which led me to calling you. Right. Tom would say, you gotta try this, you gotta try this, you gotta try this. And finally, after watching that, and the recovery, the fact that he recovered so quickly from, but Tom went body surfing, feeling so good because of working out for a year or so, looking good, feeling good, body surfing, injures himself. We thought he was going to be down for a while. 6 weeks. Yeah.
And lastly, you were talking earlier about the blood work you had done, and you were excited about the liver function actually benefiting from the time machine. Billy Rubin was up 2.5-fold, and that came back down to normal, and a few other tests came back down to normal.
Right.
So that's very interesting as well.
Yeah, it seems like the arteries are opening up. I mean, I'm a diabetic. I'm 49 years old. I've had it since I was 14. So for 35 years, I've been a diabetic. So which comes with its own set of difficulties. And if you look at my blood work and the results, we could post them. There's not one thing that's out of line as far as my cholesterol or the liver function, which had been elevated for the last 2 years, out of normal, and for no real explanation. Doctor said quit taking Tylenol, and I don't take Tylenol, so I don't know why it was there. But the last blood work, the first one I got done after having been on this, it's been 6 weeks now. Everything perfect. just incredible.
So Dean, you've also got other clients, and you've seen this stuff work, and you have an interest in possibly introducing it to other people who might benefit from it.
I have a wide range of clientele from 16 to 80, and I am definitely going to introduce it to a few of the people. I have a guy right now who's 70 years old. He will only eat 5 foods. Right? That's it. For some, he's got a disorder, an immune disease where he can only eat 5 foods. Right? So when you put him on a time machine, the issue is that he climbs glaciers, and he is incredibly active, and he does all of these things. And after sharing information about Tom and the time machine, he's ready. So we're going to put him on this week.
That's fantastic. Well, look, I appreciate you guys inviting me down today to give me a little testimony on the product. I've been using it myself, and it's been a miracle for me. It gave me my knees back. It gave me my strength back, and my stamina on the tennis courts as well. And it's dropped my blood pressure into a whole new level of an athletic category. It's unbelievable. And, a few Sundays ago when I took it, I was 104/64, and my pulse rate was between 47 and 50. And I'm 54 years old, so this is unheard of. Prior to this, I was hypertensive, so I'm pretty excited about it too. So.
Well, I'm excited to do another evaluation in another 6 weeks. To see, because the first 6 weeks have been amazing, but is it going to plateau or is it going to keep going? I'm hoping that it keeps going as it has done with you.
Right. I can tell you, for me, it just kept going. It's still going. I'm a small, skinny guy, and I can actually move a lot of weight for my size.
He certainly can. Tell me about the cartilage you did right here.
Okay, my cartilage, I was told by Kaiser Hospital in Riverside, California, where I have my health insurance, I was told by the general practitioner that I had wore out the cartilage. She then sent me to a specialist who checked me out, and he told me the same thing. I had wore out my cartilage, and I had some bone-to-bone contact, and that's what was causing the pain. He said I would be a candidate for knee replacement surgery at some time if I wanted to do that. And I didn't think that sounded too good, so this is part of the reason why I began to research nutrients that were natural that could regrow cartilage. And I found out that you can't find much information on nutrients that will do that, but if you think about how nutrients and hormones work synergistically together, then you can come up with some of the answers. But to make a long story short, I developed the time machine, I went on it, and in 6 months, the the bone-to-bone part of it was over. I didn't feel my knees anymore. And what triggered my thinking about it was I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about my knees for months because they didn't hurt anymore. They weren't reminding me of their presence all the time. And within a year of taking the time machine, I actually went back into the gym, started working out with my legs because I could. They weren't hurting anymore. And I hadn't worked my legs out for 8 to 9 years prior to that because of the pain. And today I can jump up and down, I can run at full gallop, I can play tennis for 4 hours at a pretty healthy clip. And I can't get my knees to hurt. So my belief now, and it's just my own personal belief, is that when the doctors tell you you cannot grow cartilage, I think that's completely wrong. I think you can, and I'm living proof that that's exactly what is happening. So that's what happened.
Well, see, I got so excited about this from hearing the things from you, because I play tennis with Lewis, once a week. That I'm not paid to do any of this. I heard his results, so I tried it for myself, and I'm a full believer in it only took 1 month. But it does take 1 month. For the first 3 or 4 weeks, you're not going to feel a whole lot different. But it does take 1 month. After that month, it's incredible. And so that's why I'm so excited about it. I'm going to keep taking it.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Put it in the video.
Keep up the good work.